comrades, this is Shetty here, and as you guys can tell by the title, inside today's video, I am going to be going over the future of the Dark Universe. And now, I do know, although the Invisible Man was a massive success, the whole interconnected universe part of the Dark Universe is dead. I think Universal and Blumhouse and whatever studios they decide to work with are more so going to work on making solo films rather than building an interconnected universe with these characters. And I am completely fine with that. I like that approach better with these characters. Obviously, I would like to see some crossover. You know, Van Helsing fighting Frankenstein and Dracula would be cool. And we may see that in the future, but I'm glad they're more so focusing on solo films and they're not trying to set anything up, because that ultimately just leads to failure. But I am going to be categorizing all these Universal monster films that come out under the Dark Universe, just so that way they have a grouping, so I can group them all together. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. So the first movie that is confirmed is a Dracula Reboot. This film will be directed by Karen Kuzma and will be produced by Blumhouse, and I am assuming it will probably be coming out 2021. There also is an untitled Universal Monster movies in the work, which will be produced by James Wan. There's no current director at the moment, and it will either be coming out 2021 or 2022. Now, we don't know who this film will be about, which character, but looking at the plot description we got, it appears to be a modern take on Frankenstein. It will almost be like Disturbia, in which a teenager or group of teenagers discover his neighbor is creating a monster in his basement. And honestly, this does sound like a Frankenstein movie. It also could quite possibly be a Bride of Frankenstein movie. We haven't got that confirmed yet, but I am assuming most likely this is going to be the Frankenstein movie, and James Wan is a great pick. Obviously, big horror director. He also directed a lot of big budget franchise movies like Aquaman and Fast and Furious, but he's known for the Saw movies, Insidious, The Conjuring, so he's a great pick to do this. Also, him and Leigh Whannell worked on the Saw movies together, so maybe there is some room for crossover, because the two are obviously friends if they worked on the film together. So who knows what's going to happen. Another film that is not confirmed, but I am just assuming it's going to happen, and most of you are probably assuming that's going to happen, is The Invisible Man 2. Now, The Invisible Man was a massive success. It made $122 million with a budget of $8 million. I'm assuming Leigh Whannell will probably come back to direct the sequel and also write it. And I'm assuming if this is going to come out anytime, it will probably come out 2022 or 2023. Obviously, at the end of the first Invisible Man, they set up a sequel with Elizabeth Moss's character now having the invisible suit. So maybe she'll go off in this sequel and fight crime, or who knows what they're going to do. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do either way. Speaking of The Invisible Man, an Invisible Woman movie is also in development, and this has no connection to that movie. It will be directed by and starring Elizabeth Banks as the lead role, and this will most likely be coming out 2022 or 2023, but who knows if this will happen. Just because of the success of The Invisible Man, they might just scrap this and just do The Invisible Man sequel instead. But I honestly think they could do both, because I'm assuming this will have a much more different story than the Invisible Man movie. Some other films that I would like to see by Universal are a Wolfman movie. It could be pretty good if it was done well. The Creature from the Black Lagoon would make for a really good movie with special effects, you know, with Gilman and such. It could look really cool. Also, Bride of Frankenstein movie could be pretty good as well. They could probably spin that off from the Frankenstein movie that they're doing. I would also really love to see a modern take on Van Helsing. I would like to see him fight Dracula or Frankenstein and stuff, because I love the Van Helsing movie. And the final Universal monster movie that I want to see is a character that is really underappreciated and not a lot of people talk about, and that is the Phantom of the Opera. I feel like if this is done well, it could be a really cool stalker, suspenseful movie. But yeah, guys, that is the future of the Dark Universe. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn that post notification bell. Also, make sure to go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and go subscribe to my other channels. And I will see you guys in my next video. This is Shai signing off. Peace.